Beautiful collective, hello guys, and welcome back everyone. Thank you for joining me here. Let's get directly. Ooh, your ancestors are creating some sort of tower. I mean, you are the heart of God here. What's going on? Whoa, let's go. She loves. So there was a choice to make. A heartfelt choice to make. What's going on? It's like God was speaking to you. God was speaking to you. You were knowing without knowing. It's like you truly love this individual. But God was speaking to you and God was speaking through you. You're to receive these gifts. This is your karma. The guardian of the soul family. See, let the feminine lead the way. Okay. See, you were the cloak of protection over this person. You've been cloaked with protection. This is a sacred convergence. It's like your God and the ancestors all converged, speaking to you. It's like they were speaking to you and speaking through you. You could have been the voice of God. See, you were the cloak of protection, which is why the feminine was supposed to lead. You are the woman of light. You planted the seed, but you could be an earth angel. I'm just saying. You got a heart of gold. See? It's like this is karma. Let's get into it. You were the blessing. This person deceived you. And they're under judgment because of their choice. Look, devil energy. Their actions. They broke a sacred covenant, a sacred contract with you. Now look. For a moment of pleasure. Temptation. Lust. For a moment of pleasure. May cause a lifetime of judgment. I'm just saying. Because they betrayed an earth angel. Embarrassment, shame, guilt. They could have blamed you. They could have tried to push you away. They could have ghosted you. They could have abandoned the contract. They may have taken a fall from grace. Like, this is knowing without knowing. She who knows. You've had to accept this, and you loved this individual. You were supposed to lead them. And they fell from grace. I'm sorry, but they did. They abandoned the connection. They may have accused you. They may have blamed you. They may have pushed you away. It's like for a moment of pleasure. Lust. Player energy. You were an earth angel, okay? And you're under the cloak of protection. And while this person was in your energy, they were under your protection. And now that they've broken this vow, or they've broken this promise, or they've broken this contract, they do not have that spiritual protection. You were the spiritual protection because of your strong bond to the universe. They do not have this protection anymore. Thought they could breadcrumb you and break your heart and break this for a moment of pleasure, thinking all about self-indulgence. There's karma for this. They have changed their fortunes. They have changed their fate. They have changed their destiny. And now I think that you've got too much self-respect to be juggled. It's almost like Spirit is angry at this person. Spirit is angry at this person. The ancestors are angry at this person. Now, why would they choose the devil over an angel? That's why, Source is mad, but the ancestors are also mad. Because it's almost like you are going to lead this person to a victory. Maybe their own ancestors are mad. I think that you would have brought respect to this person's name. I think that you would have brought respect to their ancestry. I think you would have brought a lot to the table here. I think that their ancestors are even choked. For this person being so self-indulgent for such a foolish mistake. It could have been for a one-night stand. You know what I mean? It could have been for a fling. But what it seems to have done for the long term is affect them long term. Like it's affected their ancestors. It's affected your ancestors. It's affected, Spirit's angry with this person. The ancestors are angry at this person. Putting you in some kind of competition? For real? The feminine was supposed to lead. Okay, the feminine is supposed to take the lead. It would have led them into a victory. It would have led their family into a victory. It's so now you got to lead your own family into a victory. This has come to such an ending here that this was a spiritual love. This was a love contract. It could even have been your twin flame. And this person walked away from it. They're reaping what they have sown. It's like maybe this person, got curious. Maybe they got curious, wonder if I can get away with this, or I wonder what it would be like to have someone else. But that's temptation. They should have resisted temptation, is what they should have done. Because now that's affected, not only did it affect you and your ancestors, but it's affected them and their ancestors. It's changed their fate, it's changed their fortune. This was destined. This was destined. Like you were a divine messenger. And I think that this person, I think they had an issue with you about control. Like, I think that this person could not control their impulses. I think that they could not control and I think that they're apologizing to the universe. I think they're asking God's forgiveness. But still, it's a fated event. It's a fated event. They've changed their fortune. By turning their back on you and turning their back on their vow and their promise to you, that's their choice. They chose deception. That was their choice. It's cost them their blessings. And now they're heavily burdened, okay? All worried about their ego. They were all worried about their ego. They're a fool. You were the woman of light. You were the one who was guiding them. You were the one who they were under your cloak of protection. They do not have spiritual protection. They have lost their gifts. They do not have spiritual protection. You were their protection. It is because of you that this person may have been doing very well. It is because of your energy, your aura, your simplistic nature. It's like you don't operate on their level. It's like you have the legacy of light. And this person refused you, rejected you, juggled you. And now you gotta get some kind of justice and vindication. That's the way it works. You were leading them like it was your wisdom. Because you're spiritually wise, you were the leader. Because you have such a strong connection to Source and a strong connection to God, you were under their protection. And I think they betrayed you for something superficial. I do. I think that they betrayed you for something superficial. And they made the wrong choice. They cut you out. Just like that. And rejected you. They were juggling, and they acted like they could care less. They were caring more about their ego than anything else. And now they are in a nightmare. They will reap what they've sown. Because their heart, they still are in love with you. But they were thinking so negatively about you. Now, I don't know if people were buzzing in their ear, and I don't care. This person should have resisted the devil. They should have resisted the temptation. They thought they could get away with it without you finding out. They thought wrong, okay? They're very emotionally immature is what they were. And greedy, okay? They were pulling the wool over your eyes. But you freed yourself from that. It's like, now they gotta suffer the consequences. There's no two ways about it. They're not getting away with this. You were the one who, okay, when they were with you, their energy was protected. They no longer have spiritual protection. They no longer are under the cloak of protection. And I think now you're devoting yourself to your own purpose, your own destiny. She is the divine feminine. You are the legacy of light. Man of the earth, woman of the sky. They chose the 3D. They chose the 3D. You were heaven sent. And they chose a 3D connection over a sacred connection. And in so doing comes consequences to their actions. Like, they wanted to be of the world. You know what I mean? Well, you're not of the world. And by doing that, they've lost their spiritual protection. They are not. You were sent to awaken this person. But instead, you awoken. It's you who woke up. But don't think for a second that this person doesn't know what they did. They chose something simpler. They settled for something they thought was going to be easier instead of their destined path, their destiny. They chose to be of the earth. They chose to be 3D, earthly things, such as that temptation. Okay? Just because it looks shinier doesn't mean that it was. So you're very simplistic. Now, somebody could have been very flashy, or they were pretending they were flashy, or they were some sort of like they settled instead of settling for their destined path and finding their destiny. They chose to be of the earth. So that all comes with consequences. Fine. You no longer need that spiritual protection that the divine feminine was cloaking you with, and that divine wisdom and knowledge that you had access to through the divine feminine. That is all gone. You are the true beauty. You're beautiful inside and out. It's just you don't have to show it off. You're not a braggart. You're not all showy. You're just a natural beauty. You are natural inside and out. Very simplistic. Doesn't take much to make you happy or please you. It's like they settled. And now they're in regret and praying that God forgives them. And maybe hoping and praying that you will forgive them. But they have to suffer the consequences. The forgiveness is not that simple. It's like they got to make right what they did. They have to suffer the consequences of their own actions, and they have to vindicate you. They have to give you some sort of justice. Take care.